Check, 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 check. All right. हाँ जी दोस्तों, क्या हाल है, क्या हाल है, क्या हाल है? आई होप यू आर ऑल डूइंग रियली रियली वेल गाइस. Good morning and welcome to this amazing session wherein you are going to begin your CA intermediate law journey today along with me. All right, guys, before I start the session, there are certain things that I want to tell you about the batch that we are starting right now. Okay, please understand that this is a batch which is 100% relevant for the attempts of 2025 and 2026. Okay, now listen to me very carefully, sir. I'm sure all of you must be very happy that you have cleared your CA foundation, but CA intermediate is an altogether different game. All right. And today you are going to start the journey of your CA intermediate law along with me. Okay. The batch is going to be in 100% English, 100% English, except for the start. The Haji dosto kya hal hai is something that you will have to speak along with me so that I teach you a lot of law and you just understand one Hindi thing, that is Haji dosto kya hal hai, kya hal hai, kya hal hai. Apart from that, this batch will be completely in English, especially for those students who are not comfortable in understanding Hindi. All right, guys. All right. Before I start the session, can you please confirm in the chat that the audio video is clear so that I can move forward? Please confirm that the audio video is clear. Please confirm that the audio video is clear. Is the audio video all right? Yes, sir. I am waiting for you to respond. Only once you respond, I'll move forward. One second. Is there a lag? Let me check. Yes, I think I got a message. It's clear, sir. Perfect. Everyone, is it clear for everyone? Come on. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Perfect. Sir, let's begin our today's class. But before I start our today's class, I want to first of all introduce myself. Okay. So because you will be listening to me for the next 100 hours, I want to introduce myself so that you know that you are learning, you know me, right? Because you'll be learning a lot of things from me, right? So I I am basically born and brought up in Odisha. There is a state called Odisha, you know, right? So I'm born and brought up in Odisha, and I have done my CA foundation and CA intermediate from Raipur, which is Chhattisgarh. And then I went for my articleship to Mumbai. I did my articleship with Deloitte, Haskins, and Sales. What is this, sir? Deloitte is basically one of the big four. So for those who don't know, once you clear your CA intermediate exam, you go for articleship, which is a 2 years of training. In that articleship, there are some big fours. Can you guess how many big fours are there? Sir, it is very obvious, sir. There are four big fours. So you go to a big four, and there are apparently four big fours, and you go and do your articleship with big four. That is where I did my articleship. After that, I gave my CA final exam. I was fortunate enough to clear my CA final exam, and in fact, all the levels in first attempt. And I was in fact fortunate enough to get an All India rank 4 in my CA final exams. And after that, I did job for a while, and then I started teaching, and here I am. So I call myself as your CA buddy. The reason why I do that is you will realize that from this day, when you start your CA intermediate journey with me, till the end of your CA final exams, not even CA inter, till the end of your CA final exams, till the day you become a chartered accountant, I am going to be a very essential part of your journey. I'm going to make sure that I provide you with so much of content and so much of support that it becomes an essential part of I become an essential part of your journey. All right. So this is more or less about me. Okay, this is more or less about me. Now let's deep dive into the subject. Now let's deep dive into the subject. Whatever I write down, you have to write along with me. So, sir, before I start, a few things that you need to know. Sir, are you going to cover ICAI module? Are you going to cover ICAI module? I said yes, 100% ICAI module will be covered, not from the module itself. We will not cover it from the module itself, but instead of that, you will get two of my books. Two of my books. Which are what are the two books, sir? Sir, one is summary notes, and the other one is question bank. The other one is question bank. Sir, what is summary notes? Let me tell you that I have beautifully summarized this whole ICAI module in just 200 pages, and that too color coded. That too color coded. Color coded as in it is very good to read, sir. It feels good to read. It is not boring, and the keywords are highlighted in red. So it becomes very interesting to read from that book. And the other thing is question bank. In the question bank, sir, it contains past 8 years, all the RTPs, all the MTPs, all the past paper, previous year questions, everything is compiled in one book. And more importantly, sir, this is the only book which is color coded. Even the question bank is color coded. What do you mean by that, sir? The question bank is color coded. It means that I have highlighted the keywords in the answer. So in on the last day before your exams, when you want to quickly go through the books, it is very easy because you can just read the keywords. You can just read the keywords, and it is completely in the ICI pattern. The answer is completely in ICI pattern. I have not changed the answer according to my convenience. No, no, boss. We have to follow everything that the ICI says because we are writing an exam of ICAI, and we have to play by the rules that the ICAI is setting. Okay, so please understand these are the two books that you will be getting. Let me show you these books. Sir, this is my summary notes. If you see, this is the summary notes. This summary notes is just in 200 pages. Okay, before I show you the book, let me show you that I have the results of May 24 exam here. I'm yet to update the result of September 24 exams here and January 25 exams here. But in the May 24 exams, these were the results, and these are the All India rankers that had taken our regular lectures or exam oriented lectures. So you can see there are approximately 17 AIRs, and you can see AIR 2, 3, and everything is here. One of my dream is still pending. One of my dream is still pending, and that is this position. And I want you to help me get this, fulfill my dream. Right? I want this position, and this position is still pending in my list. Okay. Now coming to the book, sir, let me show you the book. Sir, if you see, this book has 100% coverage of ICI in just 200 pages. It is very beautifully summarized, sir, and it takes a lot of effort to summarize this kind of book. It takes a lot of effort to summarize it, but it is very beautifully summarized. You'll like it. Okay, one second. Yeah, where can I see your chat? Yes, I can see it here. Perfect. Okay. Someone is asking, sir, do you know Telugu? కొంచెం కొంచెం నాకు తెలుగులోని మాట్లాడడం వచ్చు కొంచెం కొంచెం ఎక్కువ కాదు కొంచెం కొంచెం. Okay, guys. Now listen to me very carefully, sir. This is your summary notes, and if you see the text here, it is very beautifully organized for you to find it very interesting to read. Okay, so this is my summary notes. Now coming to the question bank, again the question bank is, as I said, it has all the questions from ICI module, past papers, RTP, MTP, everything is covered. And along with that, you see answers have the keyword highlighted. Sir, these keyword highlighted takes a lot of effort again. You have to sit, read each and every answer and then highlight the keywords. But again, it is something which has helped the students a lot. If you see, not only that, the answers are also presented in the manner that ICI wants you to write. See, relevant provisions, analysis and conclusion. These things are something which is as per ICI pattern. So you will have 100% comfort with these books. So while you are studying in class along with me, you will have a lot of comfort in the book. Okay. After that, sir, what is going to be the approach in the class? What is going to be our approach in the class? Sir, I am a very strong believer of writing everything that we read. Because what happens is, let's say, for example, you are a fresher. You just cleared your CA foundation, for example. And now you will be studying probably, let's assume that today you are starting your law preparation. 2 months you will study law. Probably after that, you see, you will be writing exams after 6 to 7 months. Here, as a human being, I forget tomorrow what I studied today. Let alone tomorrow, I forget today what I studied today. Today morning, if I study something, I forget in the evening. So imagine how will I carry this forward 7 months, 6 months? How will I retain this thing for 6 months? Or let me in 6 months. How will I retain it for 2 months? So the only way to retain is it you write a lot. So I am going to make sure that in the class we follow a method which is called as scribble. What is scribble? Scribble is write a lot in the class. We are going to make sure that every provision that we study, we write it down. We write it down properly with good handwriting in our notes so that you can study it later on with a lot of confidence. Okay. So this is one thing that we are going to do. Number two, sir, question bank is something which although I will cover, but I want you to take a lead on this. I want you to take a lead on this. I will cover all the concepts. I will let you know the relevant questions from the question bank, and you will have to solve the question on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you will have to solve the question because the more question you practice, the more confidence you get. The more question you practice, the more confidence you get. Are you with me? Guys, are you with me? Yes. Right. So this is the approach that we are going to follow in the class. We are going to we are going to write a lot, and apart from that, sir, we are going to do a lot of revision, a lot of revision. Sir, what revision, sir? Sir, everything that we study in one class, we will completely revise it in the next class. We will do something which is called as mind mapping. What is mind mapping, sir? Mind mapping is a learning method. Mind mapping is a learning method wherein you are able to retain everything just by closing your eyes. And let me tell you something. What differentiates a normal student and a rank holder, sir? The method of learning is what differentiates them. It is not their brain, it is not how smart they are. No, the methods of learning differentiates them. A normal student keeps on mugging up randomly. The same thing, he's looking at the book, he's mugging up. But a ranker has to find out different ways of mugging up, and these things are something that I'm going to teach you very nicely. Okay, are you with me? So that's more or less about the classes. Sir, what do you have to bring to the class? Sir, you just have to bring two notes to the classroom. One notes will be for concepts that we write in the class, and the second notes will be for the question bank. The question bank, the questions that you solve, or for the mock test that you write. Those things you will have to get. Apart from that, there is one very big news that you will be given approximately 8 mock test papers chapter wise, 8 chapter wise tests. Even if you are watching recorded lectures later on, you'll have 8 chapter wise tests, and you'll have one semester test, and then you'll have one full test. Guys, these chapter wise tests will be given to you, and whenever you write it and whenever you submit it, I will get it checked for you in a span of 2 days. So your paper will also be checked. I don't think I can do more than that. I don't think it is possible for me to do more than that. You are going to get a lot of things by, you're going to get a lot of support, but the ultimate intent is why so much of effort, sir? The ultimate intent is do not forget the vision. Do not forget the vision. The ultimate intent is let both of us win. Let's both of us win. Okay. So that is the ultimate vision, sir. Now coming back, guys, this is more or less your approach that is going to be in the class. Now, I want you to open your notes, a fair notes, a good note that whatever you have, this is not some sort of demo. This is just purely first lecture. You are going to get a lot of content out of this lecture. So first of all, please open your notes and I want you to start writing along with me. Please open your notes. Can you do that for me? Yes. Yes. I'll give you a minute to open your notes. Okay. Sir, please write down along with me syllabus. How does your syllabus look like? Sir, what is the full name of the subject that we are going to study? It is corporate and other laws. Corporate and other laws. Sir, if I ask you to divide this into two parts, can you tell me how can we divide this? What, sir? We are not in foundation anymore. Now we are CA intermediate students, sir. Ask difficult question. How will you divide? You'll divide it into corporate law and you will divide it into other laws, corporate law and other laws. Sir, what is covered in corporate law? When we talk about our syllabus, what is covered in corporate law? Sir, corporate law has two parts, further two parts. What are those two parts? Sir, those two parts are Companies Act, Companies Act and our LLP Act. Something which if you are not, acha, by the way, let me tell you, sir, this batch is 100% relevant even for a direct entry student. If you are a direct entry student also, I am not assuming that you know anything from your CA foundation. Even a CA foundation student, I'm assuming that he doesn't know anything. That is how this batch is going to be taken forward. I have no expectation from you of your past, but yes, you will have to put efforts along with me in order to have a good hold on the subject. So, guys, Companies Act and LLP. Sir, Companies Act, if I tell you, corporate law has a weightage of 70 marks. In that, Companies Act has a weightage of approximately 60 marks, and you will be surprised to know that the act that you did not study properly in your CA foundation is going to come here for 10 marks, and it is very easy and very scoring, sir. It is very easy and very scoring. Okay. On the other hand, when you talk about other law basically has three laws. Number one, FEMA, something called as FEMA. Number two, something called as GCA, General Clause Act. And number three, interpretation, interpretation of statute. Interpretation of statutes. That's it. There are three things that you have to study. One is FEMA, one is General Clause Act, one is interpretation of statutes, and this is the weightage of these three act together is 30 marks. If you ask me how, sir, 30 marks, so this FEMA is 12 marks, General Clause Act is 8 marks, and interpretation of statute is 8 marks. 8 to 10 marks, I would say. Yeah, 8 to 10, something of that. There is a shortfall of 2 marks. 2 marks could be anything, but this is more or less the weightage. You can write FEMA is 12 to 14 marks. That's the weightage of FEMA. This is how your syllabus is divided, sir, of your corporate and other law. So you have to study Companies Act, you have to study LLP, you have to study FEMA, General Clause Act, interpretation of statutes, 5 acts. 5 acts you will study, and that is when you will be able to finish your 100 marks. And guys, trust me, the biggest challenge, there are three challenge in your CA intermediate that you need to learn today. Number one, huge syllabus. The syllabus of accounts, law, direct tax, indirect tax, everything is huge as compared to what you had in CA foundation. Number two, in order to clear your CA intermediate in the first attempt, you will have to increase your reading speed. The speed at which you read something and comprehend something, read and understand something, that has to be increased. And number three, you will have to improve your writing speed as well. I promise to take care of your writing speed. In the class, I will write a lot of things. I want you to write along with me, and gradually, it will take you 10 lectures, but gradually match my writing speed. Because once the classes are over, you'll not get an opportunity to increase your speed. And trust me, the kind of lengthy paper that is coming, the kind of lengthy paper that we are seeing, these three skills are the most important. Okay. So coming back, sir, corporate law, Companies Act, LLP Act, other law, FEMA, General Clause Act, interpretation of statutes. Let me give you a little brief of these acts. Sir, Companies Act is something which you started in your CA foundation. If not, if you have not come from direct entry, you maybe started it in your CA foundation. Guys, what is Companies Act? Listen to me very carefully. Sir, Companies Act is something which in this particular level, in intermediate, we are going to study Companies Act starting from section number 1 to section number 148. Section number 1 to 148. So almost 150 sections we are going to read. And apart from that, one more from section 379 to section 393. There is one more chapter that we are going to study. So basically, a lot of sections we are going to cover, sir. And again, you see the weightage is also huge. It is 60 marks. So yes, it is worth the effort. Now coming to LLP Act, sir, LLP Act is 50%, or let me say 30% what you already studied in your CA foundation. Already studied in your CA foundation. And the remaining will be something which is very new in CA intermediate. But don't worry, it is very much manageable. Don't worry. And coming to the next part, sir, what is FEMA? What is FEMA? Can anyone tell me the full form of FEMA? Does anyone here knows the full form of FEMA? Sir, FEMA is basically Foreign Exchange Management Act. FEMA is basically Foreign Exchange Management Act. What is Foreign Exchange Management Act, sir? Let me give you a little brief. Okay, sir. If I tell you for a human being, something is very important, that is savings. He should have savings, right? Savings as in he should have some fixed deposits, or he should have some gold, or he should have some cash. So for a human being, savings are very important. But similarly for the country, similarly for our country, something is important called as foreign exchange reserves. Let me tell you, everything that I write in the orange pen, this color pen, you don't have to write, you just have to understand. Everything that I write with the orange pen, you don't have to write, you just have to understand. Okay. So I said for this country, was it what is important? For the country, our foreign exchange reserves is important. Foreign exchange reserves is important. What is foreign exchange reserves? Sir, how much dollar do we have? How much gold do we have? How much saving do we have? So sometimes if in future, if we face some crisis, if we face some crisis like big problem, like COVID happened, so we should have at least so much of savings that we can survive for 1 year, 2 years, something like that. So foreign exchange reserves is basically the savings that the country has. Now, sir, listen to me very carefully. To increase the savings, you will have to take care of your foreign exchange reserves. You will have to manage your foreign exchange reserves, yes or no? Yes. And to manage that, we brought an act called Foreign Exchange Management Act. Foreign Exchange Management Act. This act is basically focused on taking care of the foreign exchange that we have, the money, the foreign currency that we have. Guys, let me tell you, there is a story behind it. Back in 1991, the reason this act came in 1999. Let me give you a very small history of this. Sir, in 1991, if you have little knowledge, if you have little interest in politics or economics, sir, back in 1991, we had a huge economic crisis. We had a huge crisis. Our balance in this reserves was so low. The balance in our reserves was so low that we would hardly have 2 weeks of saving. How much? 2 weeks. That if the country doesn't do something very quickly, in 2 weeks, we will not have any money left to spend. After 2 weeks, we will not have any money left to spend. That is how bad our situation was. And at that time, our finance minister, respected Manmohan Singh ji, late Manmohan Singh ji, please understand, Manmohan Singh ji was the only person who brought us out of this situation. He brought so many reforms. He brought so many reforms. He brought so many changes that in the span of just 10 years, we had a good amount of 3 to 4 months of saving. So from going bankrupt as a country, we revived, we survived, all because of the then finance minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. So there is a lot associated with it, sir. I'll give you a very detailed things about this. There a lot of things happened because we had so much of we just had 2 weeks of savings left. We wanted more money. So I'll tell you, gold. Gold was airlifted from here to outside India. Gold was airlifted from here to outside India, and in return of that gold, we took some loan. And I'll tell you, the government airlifted gold outside India, and they didn't even tell the Indian citizens. So when Indian citizens got to know that our gold has been sent outside India, they became very angry, and the government became very unstable at that time. So a lot of things were happening, sir. A lot of things were happening, but that is when FEMA came into picture. In 1999, after that, FEMA Act came into picture. The history again in detail will be spoken in when we come to our FEMA chapter later on. Okay. Now coming to the next part, guys, General Clause Act. What is General Clause Act, sir? General Clause Act is something which plays a supporting role to all these acts. What do you mean, sir? Sir, there are so many acts that are made, right? There are so many acts that are made. Okay. There must be some issues in each and every act. Correct. To protect the act from those issues, we have a General Clause Act. I didn't understand, sir. What do you say? Let me repeat. Listen to me very carefully. I'll tell you a very interesting incident. Sir, under Companies Act, there was someone called as Miss Miss Ananya. Miss Ananya. Okay. In a company, someone was working as a director. Who was that someone, sir? Miss Ananya. Okay. And Miss Ananya was doing fraud against the company. She was doing fraud against the company. Okay. So when the company got to know, they took her to the court. They took her to the court and said, Ananya ma'am, you are doing fraud. And as per the Companies Act, if any person, listen to me very carefully, if any person is liable to fraud, he shall be imprisoned for up to 10 years. Sir, Companies Act says that if any person is doing fraud, he shall be imprisoned for 10 years. So the court said that, Miss Ananya, you have been accused of fraud. Because of this, we are sending you to jail. We are sending you to jail for 10 years. So when the judge said that you are being sent to jail for 10 years, she started laughing. Ha 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 ha. Judge thought that she has gone mad. Why? Because now she's going to jail for 10 years. So she already became mad. But kept on laughing, and then she said, Judge Saab, you cannot send me to the jail. Judge Saab is like, why can I not send you to the jail? So Ananya said that, Judge, please read the act carefully. It is written that if a person is liable for fraud, he shall be imprisoned for a period of 10 years. He, Judge Sahab, I am not a he. I am a she. If you want, I can prove it. I mean, she'll show her birth certificate. What are you thinking? She'll show her birth certificate and she'll prove it. So she kept on laughing. After a while, she stopped. Now the judge started laughing. Now the judge is laughing like a man. Then Ananya asked, what happened, Judge Sahab? Judge said that, boss, listen to me. Don't teach me how to interpret law. As per Companies Act, you have read that only he shall be liable. But have you ever heard of something called as General Clause Act? General Clause Act, it says that whenever in any act we write he includes she. Where is it written? It is written in General Clause Act. It is written in General Clause Act. So he includes she. So because of that, this he can be read as she, and you will be still liable to be for fraud. You can go to jail. You can go to jail. Okay. Now when Ananya got to know about this, her brain triggered, sir. She thought of something new. She said, is this the case? He includes she. Okay, wait. She went to one more court. Sir, in that court, what discussion was going on? Please listen to me very carefully. Sir, this is Ananya's father. Ananya's father. And this is Ananya's brother. And this is Ananya's sister. Sorry, this is Ananya herself. Okay. Now listen to me very carefully. What did she do? What was the case that was going on in the other court? In the other court, sir, back in 2000s, not in 2025, 26. Back in the time in 2000s, what used to happen? Listen to me very carefully. Sir, back in 2000s, hello. Sir, if a person had a property, only the male descendant, only the male descendant were eligible for the property after the death of this person. Only the male descendant, female descendant were not eligible for the property. So a case was going on in the court where Ananya said that I also want the property. Now Ananya rushed to the court and said, court, listen to me. You'll have to give me the property. Court said, why? Because, Arey sir, in Act male descendant it is written. And I just got to know that he includes she, male includes female. So that is why I am also eligible for this property of my dad. Can you please give me 50% share of this property and 50% to my brother? This is the second quote. Sir, tell me who will win. What is true according to you? Will Ananya get the property? Will Ananya get the property? Sir, lost in when she went to the court. Again, the judge started laughing. Now Ananya is sitting, boss, are you all mad or what? Why are you laughing? Tell me the provision straight. So the judge said that, please listen to me very carefully. He includes she is a general point. But if the act clearly says male descendant, if clearly says male descendant, that means the act is clear that we didn't want to involve female. We didn't want to involve female. So male descendant does not include female descendant. It does not include female descendant because the intent of the act is clear. The intent of the act is clear. What is the intent of the act? That after the death of a person, the property should go to his male descendant. But again, sir, in today's time, in 2025-26, in today's time, this is the property goes both to the son and the daughter both. Both are fairly treated, both are equally treated, but this is back in 2000. Okay, did you understand, sir? These are the kind of things that we will study in our chapter, which is General Clause Act. A very interesting chapter, sir. A very easy chapter and a very scoring chapter. Okay. Then comes our interpretation of statutes. Sir, what is interpretation of statutes? What is interpretation of statutes? Interpretation of statutes is basically what is interpretation of statutes? Sir, it is basically the interpretation of statute is basically it helps you once you are done from the start till the end. Once you are done reading your Companies Act, LLP Act, FEMA Act, General Clause Act, you have spent 80 hours of your time. After that, they will tell you, oh, now let us tell you how to interpret a statute, how to study an act, how to read an act. That is what they will tell you in the interpretation of statutes. And look at the interesting part. They're saying after you're done reading all that, that is when they'll tell you. But sir, you don't worry. This is something which is not very important for you. This is something which is very, very technical. We will have to focus on the other chapters and the most important chapters first. Interpretation of statutes will be something which will not be our focus area because, from exam point of view, it is not a scoring topic and not an easy topic from exam point of view. Are you with me? Guys, are you understanding? For those students who are watching live on YouTube, I would request you if you're with me till here, show put a thumbs up button, click the like button. We will keep a very small target of this video. We'll keep a 50 likes video target of this video. And I hope that you'll help me achieve that target. I hope that you'll help me achieve that target of 50 likes. Can we do that? Yeah. Yes. Okay, sir. Okay. Now let's go forward. Please listen to me very carefully, guys. Here we move forward. Come on. Sir, now, this is your syllabus and a very broad introduction of how your syllabus looks like. These things that I've written in orange, you don't have to write it. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, please write down, sir. Sir, what is the difference? What is the difference, if you ask me, what is the difference between a law and an act? Can you tell me? What is the difference between law and an act? Why is there a difference, sir? Sir, you see here, I said corporate law. And then I wrote Companies Act. What is law? What is act? Sir, you have to understand that. Please listen to me very carefully. Law is a broader word. Law is a broader word. When I say corporate law, there are so many acts. Corporate law. Corporate means what? Companies. Sir, corporate law means the law that applies to more or less companies or LLPs. So there could be many acts, sir. Not just Companies Act, LLP Act, SEBI Act. There are many acts that applies to a company. So when you say law, law is a broader word, but law is basically equal to act. You make the act. Along with the act, you make the rules. Act plus rules plus any notifications, any notifications, act plus rules plus notifications plus circulars. If you combine all these things, if you combine all these things, then what it becomes a law. So you see, act is a smaller part and the law is the bigger picture. Along with act, if you combine rules, notifications, circulars, everything, it becomes a law. So everything together, it becomes a corporate law. It becomes a company's law. So act is a smaller part. Act read with rules, read with notifications, read with circular becomes a law. Okay. Sir, here you may ask a question. What is a rule, sir? See, notifications and circulars are not relevant for Companies Act. Notifications and circulars are relevant in Income Tax Act, direct tax. But your act and rules, in when you talk about act and rules, what are rules, sir? What are rules? Can you tell me what do you mean by rules? Sir, listen to me very carefully. To understand rules, you will have to first understand how is an act passed. To understand rule, you will have to first understand how is an act passed. Please write down how is an act enacted or passed. What is the meaning of enacted? Enacted means passed. How is an act enacted? Enacted means brought into picture. So, for example, let's think about Companies Act. Sir. Companies Act. Who wanted to make Companies Act? For example, let's imagine Modi ji. Our central government, Modi ji, wanted to make Companies Act. That we want to make a new Companies Act. Mitro, my friends, I want to make a new Companies Act. Sir, do you think Modi ji will sit down to make the act? Do you think Modi ji will sit down and make the act? No, sir. Under the central government, there are a lot of ministries. So under the central government, there are a lot of ministries. Lot of ministries, sir. Ministry of Railway, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Finance. There are a lot of ministries. So for this purpose, for Companies Act, central government will call Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Who is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, sir? Sir, at present, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is Nirmala Tai, Nirmala Sitaraman. Nirmala Sitaraman, ma'am, Nirmala Sitaraman ji, she is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So Modi ji will call to Ministry of Corporate Affairs saying, hello, we should make a new Companies Act. Nirmala madam will say, okay, okay, sir, we'll make one. Now, Nirmala madam will not write the act herself. What she will do, she will form a committee. She will form a committee and ask them to make a draft. Make a draft. A draft, sir, something. They'll write down something according to themselves. They will make a committee of expert. This committee will be of expert. Expert as in those people who understand Companies Act. They will make the draft, and that draft in legal language is called as a bill. It is called as a bill. A draft is called as a bill. Now, once that bill is ready, sir, you will take it to the Houses of Parliament. Sir, can you tell me what are the two Houses of Parliament? Not Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. It is the Houses of Parliament is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Raja, are you with me? Are you with me, Raja? It is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, Houses of Parliament is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and then this once it is approved in Lok Sabha, once it is approved in Rajya Sabha, then you will take it to the President for his assent. The day the President gives an assent, the day the President gives an assent, that is when it becomes an act. That is when it becomes an act. So earlier it was a draft called bill. Now it is a version called act. Now it is a version called act. But sir, as a public, how will we get to know that an act has been passed? How will we get to know that act has been passed? Sir, for that to happen, this act will be published in official gazette. This act will be published where? In official gazette. What is official gazette? I'll show you. What is official gazette? OG. It is the public website where all the acts, all the rules and everything are published officially. So in the official gadget, you will go and publish it. And once you publish it in the official gadget, only then the crowd get to know that yes, an act has come into picture. So this is how you pass an act. The central government will call the are you writing along with me? Please note this down. I hope you're writing along with me. Please note this down. Come on. Yes. Please note this down. Good Lalita. Good. Good Prakriti. Good Amit. Very good. Sir, did you understand? Yes, sir. So this is what your president will have as a president assent and everything, and now your act has been passed. Okay. Now your act has been passed. Let me show you one more thing. Sir, sir. So how is an act passed if I show you? This is how an act is passed. If you see, sir, this is central government Modi ji. Can you guess who is she? Our dearest Meloni ji. Correct? Not Melody, Meloni ji. Okay. Now, you see, central government ministry. There is Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Who is this, sir? Do you know him? There is Ministry of Finance and there is Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It is very interesting to know that both the ministries is handled by Nirmala Sitaraman ji. So what is her role as a Ministry of Finance? So the new direct tax code that has come is her responsibility. The new direct tax that is being discussed is her responsibility. So the Ministry of Corporate, as a Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Companies Act is her responsibility. Income Tax Act is her responsibility. GST is her responsibility. So more or less, she is responsible for your CA. She is the one. If you become a CA, thanks to her. If you don't, she is the culprit. But we don't want her to be culprit. We want to thank her. She is the one who created a lot of profession for the CA. Let's understand like that. And then there is Ministry of Home Affairs. Do you see Amit Shah? Do you see Ministry of Home Affairs? Yes, this is how the ministry is there, and this is how the process is there. That a bill committee will be formed, bill will be made, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President assent, and official gadget. This is the process in which an act is passed. Did you understand, sir? Are you with me? Let me show you something. Sir, official gadget. Official gadget. Hello. Sir, you said it will be published in the official gadget. What is an official gadget? You see, when I type official gadget, I visit a website called e-gadget home. If I go to this website, first of all, it will not let me enter only. Okay, boss, let me go inside now. Hello, please. Hello. Hello. Okay, I understood. Okay. Useless people. Ah, see? Loophole. So, sir, you go to the website. This is how the website looks. If you look at the website, here you will see some Ministry of Railways has published something. Ministry of Finance has published something. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Institute of Chartered Accountant also comes and publishes something. And these things have happened just in the last one day. And if you see, there are again some things which is being uploaded. So every act that is made will be uploaded here. Every act that will be made is uploaded here. Okay, so these are certain things that you need to know, and that is how your companies act also gets incorporated. So this was the general process. This was the general process, right? Now listen to me. How did the Companies Act get incorporated? Sir, how did the Companies Act get incorporated? Please write down. Incorporation of Companies Act. Incorporation of Companies Act. Sir, so again, a bill was made Companies Bill. Okay. That was approved in the Lok Sabha and then approved in the Rajya Sabha. When was it approved in the Lok Sabha, sir? It was approved very early, sir. It was approved on 3rd August 2009. Companies Act came in 2013, but it was approved in 2009. And when was it approved in Rajya Sabha, sir? It took a lot of time to get approved in Rajya Sabha. It got approved in August 2013 because Rajya Sabha was the one delaying the approval. And then it was taken to the president for the assent. And the president gave the assent immediately. It was on 29th August 2013. 29th August 2013. And then the immediately next day, it was published in the official gazette on 30th August 2013. Do you have to remember these dates? No, this is just for your knowledge. But there is one thing that I want to show you. Okay. Sir, it took 4 years to pass a Companies Act. It took 4 years. And I'll tell you something. Sir, why was this Companies Bill made in 2008, 2009? Why was this new bill made in 2008, 2009? I'll tell you why. Hello, guys. If you know at all, there is something called as Satyam scam. Satyam scam is something which happened back in 2007 8. One Satyam scam happened. Okay. We took our 400 pages of Companies Act. Let me tell you, there was already a Companies Act called Companies Act 1956. This was already there. We took that 400 pages of Companies Act and we thought, what is the use of this book if our act could not prevent a fraud? Satyam scam was a fraud of 7,000 crores to 8,000 crores. What is the use of this act if our act could not prevent a fraud of this level? Let me tell you something very interesting. Satyam scam. In Satyam scam, sir, no one could catch the Satyam scam. One fine morning, I think it was 7th or 8th of January, one fine morning, the founder of Satyam, who was the founder of Satyam? Ramalingam Raju. One fine day, he woke up in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. He came to the public and said, I am sorry. I have been doing fraud for the last 4 years. Now I'm not able to handle this fraud. So I officially accept everything that has happened. Are you with me? Sir, I'm saying that the person who was doing fraud, he came himself to the public and said no one was able to catch him. If he had not come to the public, now your SEBI Act is crying in the corner, Companies Act is crying in the corner, that what is our use? If we cannot catch a fraud, what is the use of having us? That is how, sir, that is how they decided to revamp. They decided to change a lot of things in the Companies Act, and that is why they brought it in 2009. But it took 4 years to get approved. But, sir, in today's time, I'll tell you, earlier, it used to take 4 years, 5 years for getting an approval. But now it has become so fast that if you see IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, it got approval in a total of 5 to 6 months. Months. Sir, RERA Act, such a big act. What is RERA? What is RERA? Real Estate Regulation Act. This act is to regulate real estate. This was again passed in the phrase of 2 to 3 months. Sir, you understand? These things are just these. Both of these act came in 2016, and they made it so speed that quickly Lok Sabha is approving, quickly Rajya Sabha is approving, and quickly President is giving assent. Why, sir? Why? Because now BJP has power in both the houses. BJP has power in both the houses. So once BJP proposes something, they already have a lot of majority. So it becomes relatively easy to pass a vote. Do you understand these things? Or are you too small to understand these things? Do you understand these things that BJP has power in both the houses now? So because they are in power in both the houses, their team will approve it in Lok Sabha and their team will approve it in Rajya Sabha. And that is why it gets passed very easily. Are you understanding, sir? I'm adding a little bit of practical insights also for you. Okay. It is practical insights also. You get a little bit of practical insights also. But this is how it is. Jerome Wilder is unnecessary saying, sir, why are you speaking in southern accent? Are you trying to mock us? See, Raja, if you try to find negativity, you can find negativity in everything that you see around you. If you try to find positivity, the positivity is that if I know Telugu, that means that I have some South relativity, right? So I live in Odisha, which is very close to Andhra border. So all my friends, everyone around me is a Telugu person. So I speak English the way they speak it. Okay. But anyway, if you see, it is within us. If we want to find negativity, if we want to feel disrespected, we can find someone high also disrespectful. Or how could you say hi to me? Re? You keep your high, right? So it is your own thought process that is going to help you. All right, guys. Now coming back, sir. Sir, please listen to me very carefully. Incorporation of Companies Act. Okay, this is what we studied. This is what we did. Okay, these are the things that we covered. Okay, sir, what are the things that we covered until now? Let's take a quick look, and then we will move forward. Then we'll move forward. I was explaining a very nice Satyam scam to you. Okay, guys, guys. Okay, sir. Very nice. I was explaining very nice Satyam scam to you. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Satyam scam. But what have we studied until now? Sir, I told you that what are the books that and everything that you'll get. Then I started with the syllabus. I said your Companies Act is 60 marks, LLP Act is 10 marks, your FEMA, General Clause Act, and Interpretation of Statutes. These are the syllabus that we are going to cover. After that, I told you that what is the difference between law and act? Law is a broader word, act is a narrower word. Act together with rules, together with other things will make a law. Together with other things will make a law. So law is a broader term. After that, I said, how does an act come into picture? So central government appoints one of the ministry. The ministry will make a committee. The committee will make a draft. The draft will put it in the Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha to president. President will give the assent, and then you will publish it in the official gazette. And then you will publish it in the official gadget. And once you do that, your act has been enacted. And then I told you how did Companies Act come into picture along with the timeline. Are you with me? Are you with me, sir? Did you understand? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, sir. So when you're reading about companies and everything, now, you should try to understand that, like, you should read a lot of news also. For example, in this in 2023, I think last year, in 2023, Baiju's happened. Baiju's downfall happened. Sir, there was a day in Baiju's life where the valuation of Baiju came down to absolute zero. What the hell? Zero valuation from $1 billion company in a span of 2 years. Baiju's came down to zero valuation. And see, guys, listen to me very carefully. If someone tells you about Satyam scam, one second, one second, yeah. If someone tells you about Satyam scam, so for Satyam scam, you can say, Array, 2007 8, I was a kid. I don't even know what is Satyam scam. I was born around that time. So you can say that. But what will you say if you don't know 2022's Baiju's downfall? What if you don't understand why did Baiju's downfall happen? You should understand, you should read these things. Because 20 years later, when someone is going to talk about Baiju's, you should be knowing what happened. So what was Baiju's doing, sir? What did Baiju's do wrong? So basically, Baiju's kept focusing on sales. Their whole focus was sale, sale, sale. Their focus was not on content. Their focus was not in the product that they are making, but in the marketing side. There were a lot of leaked conversations. Leaked conversations, as in they are blackmailing the employees to achieve a particular target. They are threatening them that if you don't achieve this target, we will remove you, we will fire you, and everything. So when you're doing such kind of things, you're not focusing on your main thing, which is good content, right? And more importantly, they were not focusing on profit. See, profit is not a bad thing. Profit is only bad thing when we are not earning it, someone else is earning it, right? But for any business, profit is important because if there is profit, only then the business can sustain. But Byju's was not able to make profit out of their business. And then they were messing up with the auditors. What did I say, sir? They were messing up with the auditors, which is the wrong thing to do. Sir, who are auditors? Auditors are basically chartered accountant in practice. Only a chartered accountant in practice can become an auditor. So when the auditor was asking them for the information, they were not giving timely information. So auditor resigned. And once the auditor resigned, they had their downfall basically started from that point. So basically, you need to understand that as a company, what did Byju's do wrong to go down, right? And how did Companies Act make that happen? Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Now we'll move forward, guys. This is more or less that we have been studying. Now I'll ask you a very interesting question, sir. Who made the Companies Act? Who made Companies Act? Tell me, who made Companies Act? One second. Huh. Tell me who made Companies Act? Sir, Companies Act was made by let's say Ministry of Corporate Affairs under the guidance of central government. My question is, why does central government make Companies Act? Or Income Tax Act? Who makes Income Tax Act? Central government makes Income Tax Act. Who said central government will make Income Tax Act? What is happening? One second. Who said central government can make Income Tax Act? Why can't I make one Income Tax Act? That from today onwards you have to give me 10% of your income. Why? Because I'm saying. Why are you giving to central government? Because central government is saying. So you give it to me because I am saying. Sir, can I make an Income Tax Act of my own? Who gives central government the power to make an Income Tax Act? Who? Can you tell me? Sir, the power to make any act is given by Constitution of India. Constitution of India. Constitution of India. So if you go and read the articles of Constitution of India, if you go and read the articles of Constitution of India, you will see that they have divided it into three parts. Number one, there is a union list. Number two, there is a state list. And number three, there is a concurrent list. There is a concurrent list. Sir, what is union list? Sir, union list is these are the list of things. These are the list of things on which an act can be made by central government. State list is a list of things on which act can be made by state governments. And concurrent list is a list where both of them will work together. Central government and state government will work together. CG and SG will work together. That is how you have distributed power. Sir, what are the things on which central government can work? Sir, for example, defense. Defense is purely central government's decision. For example, banking. If you talk about banking, it is purely central government's decision. Apart from that, sir, income tax, Companies Act, everything is central government's decision. But what about state government, sir? What power does state government has? Sir, state government has power on the police. Please understand the police is under the state government. Sir, taxes on agricultural income. Sir, have you studied your direct taxes? In direct tax, you have studied section 10(1). It says that agricultural income is exempt. You will never have a tax on agricultural income. That is what we study in income tax. Why, sir? Because central government cannot take tax on agricultural income. The power to take tax on agricultural income lies with the state. So, for example, let me tell you, until 2 years ago, Kerala government used to take agricultural income tax. But now I think 2 years back, they have removed that taxes. But today also, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, if I'm not wrong, but that state also collects taxes on agricultural income. Why? Because power has been given to the state government. Other taxes, central government can cover, but agricultural income taxes, state government can collect. And what do they do together, sir? What do they do together? For example, education is taken care of them by them together. Sir, forest, both of them take care of it together. So for forest, even the central government can make provisions, even the state government can make provisions. Okay. This is more or less, sir, the state list and the concurrent list based on which you get the power. And from this Constitution of India, our central government gets the power to make the act. So if you want to make an act, can you make it? If you want to make an act, can you make it? Tell me. If you want to make an act, can you make an act? Yes or no? Hmm? Tell me. Yes, sir. So take a minute to go through everything that we have studied until now, and then we'll move forward. Look at the notes that you're making. Try to understand if you're making good notes, and then we will move forward. We don't have much to cover. We will cover rest of it in the next session. Yes, sir. Sir, did you understand? All right, guys. Now there are certain things that I want to talk to you about. After that, what I'll do is I'll continue the session. Let me tell you a brief basis of the reason why we took this demo is because we wanted to give you a kickstart. Please try to understand that this was a kickstart and I wanted to build your rhythm. Apart from that, the whole syllabus is completely covered. The whole syllabus is completely covered and it is already recorded. So if you are a student, let me tell you some things about myself and some things which is relevant for you to know. If you are a student who has their exam in 2025, any attempt, or 2026, any attempt, these lectures are 100% updated and amended for you. There is not a single amendment that you will have to watch later. Even if you might have to, when they release the RTP for your particular attempt, I will be the first one to bring a video for you and tell you what things you have to do and what things you don't have to do. Point number one. Point number two, sir, where do I get these lectures? Sir, you can purchase the lectures. There are two options. You can visit shubhamsinghal.com, or you can visit shubhamsinghal.com, or you can visit Ram Harsha sir's channel. I think Shrestha. Ram Harsha sir's website. There is a website called Shrestha for CACMA, the GOAT channel, as you all would know. You can visit that website and also you can purchase. Or you can visit any of our franchises. Sir, there are two options. One is without books and the other one is with books. I know that in your region, in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra Pradesh, in Kerala, in these states, there is a culture of PDFs, right? But I would genuinely recommend you that the difference between without books and with books is just 500 rupees, out of which 450 rupees is absolutely our cost to get the books delivered to you and to get the books printed and delivered to you. 50 rupees is for the efforts that I have put in making the books. So I tell you that please make sure that you get the books, because the biggest strength of mine is the books that you will see. The books that you will have in your hand. Once you have such a 200 pages book, it is not that heavy. You will feel that confidence. Okay. So make sure that you get these books, you purchase the option with the books, and you are going to love it. Apart from that, let me tell you something. Sir, as I told you, your 100% test will be checked. Your 100% test will be checked. Apart from that, your 100% test will be checked in the same price itself. And more importantly, listen to me. Sir, your doubt support will also be there. You will get your doubts reply within 24 hours. I'll tell you two modes of asking me the doubts. You can either send it to me and on email, or you can ask it in my app. You can download an app called as the Your CA Buddy app. Okay. And in that Your CA Buddy app, you log in using the number that you have. And there you can ask the app doubts. But if you are using subscription model by Shrestha, then in that case you can just send us your doubts on in the ID May’25 law doubts. This is an old email ID, sir. Don't go on the word May’25, but that is why one when I had created it, I used this, but it is continuing. So you can use May’25.lawdoubts at the rate gmail.com. This is the site that the Gmail ID that you can use for sending your doubts if you don't have access to the Your CA Buddy app. But if you have purchased just lectures, then in that case, your CA Buddy app should be enough. Okay. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me, guys? So this is more or less what I wanted to tell you. After this, we will continue in the next session. The next few sessions will be recording of the classroom, and after that, there will be studio recording also. So there will be a fair balance of this. But let me tell you and let me give you a very small amount of confidence. I promise to take full responsibility. I said full responsibility of your law. I have done it in the past. I am willing to do it in the future. I am going to put so much of effort for you. There is going to be so much of content for you that you feel extremely satisfied. That you feel extremely satisfied with the content of the classes. Sir, the reason why we want you to watch the recorded lectures is because we want you to watch it at your own pace. For some students, 1x will be fine. For some students, they will even watch it at 1.5x. Some students might also do it 0.9x because we would be writing in the class. So, because I want you to finish the syllabus at your convenience, at your discipline, I want you to finish this lecture on time. So you'll get a detailed schedule once you register for this classes. You will get a sheet in which all the lectures will be uploaded. The schedule will be given. You can make a plan. I'll also make a 30 days planner for you. You will find it in the Google Drive itself. Let me show you how the Google Drive looks. Let me show you how the Google Drive looks. One second. Sir, you need to get the access to this Google Drive. Once you look at this Google Drive, you see if you are on a subscription model, you already have a schedule. But if not, in this Google Drive, I will upload in this sheet that you see. First of all, in this sheet, sir, all the lectures have been uploaded. Apart from that, I'll make one more sheet where I'll give you a 30 days planner. Where I'll give you a 30 days planner based on that 30 days planner. For example, you are taking your lectures today. For example, let's say today's date is first, for example, randomly, 1st September 2025. So, sir, how do I watch these lectures in 30 days? I will give you a day wise planner, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and I'll tell you which lectures to watch in which sequence. And even the first 4 to 5 lectures, you can easily watch without books. Till the time you get your books delivered, you can easily watch the without books. Okay. So this is something, this batch Prakriti, this batch is absolutely relevant for Jan 26 and later attempts also, and September 26 also, May 20, September 25 also, for all the attempts, because as of today, everything is amended. Okay, so if today you are purchasing the lecture, everything is amended. If there is any amendment at all, it will be uploaded in the lectures. You don't have to worry about it. It is my responsibility. Your responsibility is just to make sure you come with a lot of happiness, you come with a lot of positivity, and with a lot of discipline. And in the shortest time possible, in just 100 hours, we will finish our CA intermediate law in a way that your vision to secure 75, 80 marks also is something which is achievable. If you want to secure 85 also, it is achievable. Sir, so the fear that you had from law in your CA foundation, I promise you that I'll make you fall in love with your subject. It is just that you have to get rid of your CA foundation fear. Forget whatever you used to think in CA foundation. Or it is difficult, or I am not able to write the language, or this, or that, nothing. Just chill. Come with a lot of happiness, come with a lot of positivity, and come here just to understand, and I'll take care of the rest. Okay. Okay. That's it, guys. A student asks, what is the difference between regular and exam oriented? For you, there is no difference. There is just one batch of 100 hours. There is just one batch of 100 hours, which is regular exam oriented. So basically, you get everything that is there in regular batch, but in an exam oriented manner. So anything that is a waste of time will not be done. Any extra jokes and all, any extra time pass will not be done. We will be focusing selectively on the content, very appropriately on the content. Okay. Did you understand? So this is a regular exam oriented batch. All right, guys. All right, sir. That's it. I will take your leave for now. I hope you enjoyed the first session. I hope you enjoyed the demo session. From the next lecture, I'll see you in the app. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, please take care. Study well. Keep going. This is your CA buddy Shubham Singhal signing off for the day. Bye bye.